Hello everybody, today I want to speak a little bit about the Touhou series. It's a shoot 'em up series that's not so well known in the mainstream like the other games like Gradius or R-Type. I think until today there are 19 parts of the series. Most of them are traditional shoot 'em ups. There are also some side games like fighting games or more experimental shoot 'em ups and countless of fan games. So the Touhou universe is very big. And today we are looking a little bit deeper into the series, what exactly is special at Touhou games, at the example of Touhou 6, that's Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, a shoot 'em up from 2002. If you are wondering why I don't start with part 1, the first 5 parts of the Touhou series was not made for the PC. They was made for the PC 98. That's a Japanese PC system that was very popular in the early days because the normal IBM PCs was not able to print Japanese letters. And these 5 Touhou games, and with part 6 the series comes to the PC and was presented to a bigger audience outside of Japan. And it's a little bit like Street Fighter. The series started with part 1, but if you look at the roots of Street Fighter 5 or 6, most people say the roots of this game are Street Fighter 2. And that's the same with the Touhou 1 to 5. From the first 5 games, only 3 are shoot 'em ups, but the system and the construct you can see in every later Touhou game starts, in my opinion, with Touhou 6. The complete Touhou series is completely made by one person, that's Sun, Z-U-N, and he produces nearly every year a new Touhou part. The main construction of every game is very similar. But if you look a little bit deeper into every game, you find small differences that makes every game unique. I think one of the reasons why Touhou is not so popular in the mainstream is because this series was getting famous when the big time of the shoot 'em ups was already gone. Touhou 6 was released end of 2002. The most big shoot 'em up makers was not there anymore, bankrupt or just closed the doors. Just think about Racing, IQ, Irem, Compile. The only company that makes constantly good output of shoot 'em ups was Cave, but there was not so much anymore. At this time I played a lot of shoot 'em ups and I always was looking at good new games, and so I started looking at the Japanese doujin market. But the problem was most of the doujin soft at this time was not very good. It was just average quality, and most of the products was trying to copy some successful big game, but most of the games couldn't compare with the old school shoot 'em ups, not with the presentation and also not with the gameplay. Until I found a 3-level test version of Embodiment of Scarlet Devil. I downloaded this version and I instantly was impressed about the quality of the game. And it was not the presentation that catched me. The presentation is very simple. It's basic 2-dimensional graphic, nothing that I would call great pixel art or something like this, just functional. It was the gameplay and the music that catched me. The music is very unique and very special, not the traditional music that generally you hear in shoot 'em ups like rock, heavy metal or electronic stuff. The Touhou games have very melodic piano sounds and a very strong gameplay if you like complex bullet patterns. Complexer bullet patterns was nothing new at this time. Already Cave made games with complexer bullet patterns, but the bullet patterns in Touhou games are completely different. They are much more complex and more creative. Also the game plays with color elements and different styles of bullets. So you don't have just the round typical bullets or the long thin bullets. Also the bullet speed, also the speed of the complete pattern is a lot slower than in traditional cave or racing games. What makes the game much more easy to play also for not so good skilled player. One of my favorite pattern in Embodiment of Scarlet Devil is the third end boss, where a complete pattern is designed in rainbow colors. It just looks very beautiful. Not only the slower bullets make the game easier, in the most Touhou games you have a lot of extra lives. So like you see in the replay file, the background in stage 4, I have around 10 extra lives. And of course with 10 extra lives it's much more easier to get a 1 credit clear like with 3 or 4 extra lives. Every game has 6 stages, and in the most game I would call the stages solid. They're not extraordinary good or even not bad, but the most interesting part in the Touhou games are the middle and the end boss with its complex pattern. Nearly every Touhou game have a very similar structure. I think in the background is always the same game engine with a little improvement. Also the start screen looks very similar. You have the normal game start, then you have extra start. If you clear all 6 stages of the game, you can unlock an extra difficult stage, so that's the extra stage. You have practice start to practice every stage separately. A very nice function for people who like to record their high scores is the replay function. The game saves input files, so with screen recording you can easily make videos of your records. A scoreboard, music option and normal option. Every Touhou game I saw looks like this. The standard gameplay mechanics are also very similar. You start with 3 lives. Extra life you get after defeating special middle bosses or by points. The same with the bombs. Your main shot have power between 0 and 128 around. By collecting the red items you power up your main shot. The game have an invisible line in the upper part of the screen. If you're over this line, you automatically collect all the items on screen. In Touhou 6, this is only possible if your power is at max. In the later games, it was changed. The grace counter is a counter for bullet scratch. So if you are very close to bullets, the grace counter goes up. And the last one is the amount of blue items you collected. And your total score end of stage is always a calculation about all the stuff here. Touhou 6 don't have any special or deep scoring mechanism. It has a difficulty rank. It's a value between 0 and 32. And the counter raises by time. The amount of bullets getting more and faster, the higher the rank is. The rank also goes down if you die or using your bomb. One little handicap is that you can't see your hitbox. Touhou 6 is the only game from the later games where I don't have a visible hitbox. In the later games, if you use focus mode, that means you slow down your ship, you see a small point on your sprite, and this point exactly is your hitbox. But there are patches outside for the most of the Touhou games, also for Touhou 6. One part of the patch is a visible hitbox. There are also patches for better textures. They just took the sprites from the later games and implemented it to Touhou 6. And there's also an English translation. So if people are interested in the story of the characters, they can download the English patch. The game is, in my opinion, very beginner friendly. But this means not it's super easy. It's just not that difficult like some cave games. Touhou 6 is a little exception. In Touhou 6 you cannot clear the game completely on easy. You have to play on normal. In the later games it is possible also to clear the game on easy. For a little bit advanced player I don't recommend to play these games on easy. Normal is the difficulty you should go. For people who like it extra hard, there's also a hard mode and lunatic, and if this is not enough, go on with a special stage. Some people say that all the Touhou games are the same or looks the same. That's not true. The main focus of the complete Touhou series is not the graphic. It's always the same game engine and he uses very often the same game sprites. The main focus of Touhou games are the score systems and the bullet patterns. And in every game you find a little bit improvement or a new feature, a step in a different direction. So if you're really interested in scoring mechanism and nice bullet patterns, you can see that the difference between every part. If you're now wondering what part you should start, I think all the Touhou games are great games. Of course I have my personal favorite games, but the reason for this is because I played the earlier parts more intensive than the newer parts. I think I stopped around Touhou 11. In Japan one Touhou game cost around $10. If you have the possibility to buy them directly in Japan, do it. I also saw them on eBay, but they are a little bit more expensive there, between $20 and $40. If you don't need a physical copy, the newer games are available on Steam, also around $15. Also, I have to say, all the Touhou games have aged very good. Even the first part, Embodiment of Scarlet Devil, plays great nowadays. If you are interested about these games, go out, buy them, try them, have fun with them. Thank you for watching this video. If you like my content, please subscribe the channel and see you next time.